I pretended to have amnesia after my accident to see who would try to manipulate me, and it ended my marriage. The semi-truck hit my Honda at 3:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. I remember because I was staring at my dashboard clock, wondering if I had enough time to grab groceries before picking up my daughter from daycare. The impact sent me spinning across 3 lanes of traffic before everything went black. When I woke up in the hospital 3 days later, the first thing I heard was my husband Garrett whispering to someone in the hallway. "The insurance payout will be substantial," he said, "especially with the head injury. She'll need long-term care." I kept my eyes closed and listened through the fog of pain medication. "Are you sure she doesn't remember anything?" The voice belonged to my sister-in-law, Patricia. Doctor said it could be months before her memory comes back, if it ever does. Something cold settled in my stomach. The way he said, "if it ever does," sounded almost hopeful. That's when I made the decision that would unravel everything I thought I knew about my life. I would pretend the amnesia was worse than it actually was. My memory was mostly intact, just some gaps around the accident itself. But when the neurologist asked if I remembered my husband, I stared at Garrett blankly. "I'm sorry," I whispered. "I don't. Who are you?" The relief that flashed across his face before he composed himself into concerned husband mode told me everything I needed to know. For 2 weeks, I played the part perfectly. I let them explain my life to me like I was a stranger living in my own skin. Garrett was so patient, so caring in front of the medical staff. He brought me flowers, held my hand during doctor visits, spoke in soft, reassuring tones. "We've been married 8 years, he said, stroking my hair. "You're an amazing mother to Zoe. She's 5. But at home, when he thought I was sleeping, I heard him on phone calls I wasn't supposed to understand. She doesn't remember the business account," he told someone, "or the house papers I had her sign." My best friend Coral visited daily, tears in her eyes as she showed me photo after photo, trying to trigger my memory. She genuinely believed she was helping me piece my life back together. Then Patricia started coming around more often. "You should know," she said during one visit. "Before the accident, you and Garrett were having problems. You'd been talking about divorce." I blinked slowly, playing confused. "I was? Oh yes. You called me crying just last week. Said you'd found some documents that worried you." This was news to me. I'd never called Patricia crying about anything. We barely spoke. "What kind of documents?" Patricia exchanged a look with Garrett. "Financial stuff. You thought Garrett was hiding money from you, but you were just confused, sweetie. The stress of everything was getting to you." I nodded like this made sense, but my mind was racing. What documents? What money? That night, I waited until Garrett was snoring, then carefully searched his home office. In a locked drawer, I knew he kept client files. I found a folder labeled with my name. Inside were divorce papers, already filled out, dated 2 days before my accident. Garrett was filing for divorce and claiming I was mentally unstable. There were fabricated medical records suggesting I'd been having psychological episodes. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was the insurance policy he'd taken out on me 6 months ago, $2 million. And at the bottom of the stack, a text thread between him and Patricia. "Once the amnesia story runs its course, we move to phase 2. What if she remembers? She won't be around long enough for that to matter." I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.